Good morning. Yeah, it's raining. Just thought I would tell you. Hey, a lesson for us on standing against the crowd right after this. Yes, we are back. We are here. I'm here, but my we is Pete. He's behind the scenes, videotaping this or showing the camera. And yeah, we had to canoe in here. Not really, but you know, it's bad out there today. And we need the rain, but we needed to kind of slow down. I did wake up thinking, my goodness, can you imagine 40 days and 40 nights of this? There was a man who had to experience that, and there was a few rainy Monday mornings in his life during that period. And so anyway, well, we're glad that you're with us, and I hope that the day goes well for you. I want to draw our attention to a baseball team that is standing their ground. I don't know if they're receiving a lot of criticism, but they more than likely are. But they're also receiving some praise. I'm a huge baseball fan. So at the top of that list, I obviously root for the Cardinals, and there are times that I will root for the Royals. But I'm a huge baseball fan in general. So, you know, if those two teams aren't in the World Series, I'm not that kind of guy that just turns the TV off. I'll watch the World Series. I love the All-Star games. I love watching baseball and collecting stuff like that. And so I'm sharing this with you because I'm not like a huge Texas Rangers fan. I'm also not an anti-Texas Rangers fan. I wasn't really a fan of them in 2011, and we didn't have to worry about it because the Cardinals ended up beating them in the World Series. But the Texas Rangers are one of 30 Major League Baseball teams in our nation, and this being Pride Month. And with it being Pride Month, the Major League teams as well as NBA, and I'm sure that the NFL would have probably been a part of it, and they probably will find a way to celebrate. But most of the sports teams are commemorating or taking some time out to promote the month. The Texas Rangers are the only Major League Baseball team, 1 out of 29, or 1 out of 30, excuse me, 1 out of 30 that did not and will not promote Pride Month. They're very strong on this. They've been doing it for a few years, but it's really started to get some people's attention. And this doesn't mean that they're going to win the favor of God in the sense of winning a World Series. I don't think that that's the way that works. But I'm sure that their organization has faced some criticism. There might be even some within the organization who do not like fully that this has happened. But I know that there are some players, especially on the team, who have taken a strong stand against this. And because of their voice, they have remained a team that has stood against the promotion of what the LGBTQ community wants to make this month about. Now, I shared this as an introduction to another time when a man and some of his friends took a stand. It's a story from the Old Testament. It's a story about Daniel. And we have visited Daniel before, but I was reminded of this as I read about the Texas Rangers, and something else popped into my head about this story. In Daniel chapter 1, we have where, the people of Israel have been captured, taken captive by Babylon, and they are led by this King Nebuchadnezzar, and he has pulled the very best of the young men from Israel to brainwash them, in a sense, and to pressure them into being a part of his military, a part of his crew. But one of the things he's tried to do is wine and dine them, and he has presented them with a banquet table that is filled with the best of foods and the best of wines. And so he's doing this, and there's a young man, he's 18 years old, Daniel, and his 3 friends who are not going to be a part of this. In fact, this is how it reads in Daniel chapter 1, verse 8. But Daniel resolved. That means he took a stand. He made a resolution. This is the decision I'm going to make, and I'm going to stick to it. Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and the wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself in this way. Now, the chief official at first is a little nervous, but Daniel comes up with an idea that, hey, I tell you what, if you will feed me and my friends here for 10 days on just water and vegetables, you'll find that we will be as healthy, if not healthier, and as fit as the rest of the group that's been eating from the royal banquet. And you can take the time to read how that plays out. It does play out in that way. And Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are raised to some important positions for the king, even though that they stood against the king. We could look at this story in the sense that, the Texas Rangers have resolved not to defile themselves with the promotion of Pride Month. Way to go. But I was also thinking about this on the way over this morning as far as Daniel is concerned. The story is told about Daniel not defiling himself, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. There's 4 men, 4 young men. But there were hundreds of young men who were taken captive. There were hundreds of young men, other friends, other peers of Daniel's. And I wondered this morning as I was on my way over here and thinking about this lesson, how it broke Daniel's heart. Why didn't the others? What was it that made them give in or cave in? Now, that's not to say that what I'm going to do is start being a Texas Ranger fan and I'm going to do away with all the other baseball teams because they have some sort of promotion for Pride Month. But it does make me wonder, why don't the other teams follow suit about what the Rangers are doing? The Rangers aren't losing any money. And even if they are for that weekend, really to them it doesn't matter. What matters is they want to be a team that is inclusive for everyone. They don't want to harm anybody. They don't want to talk down about anybody. But what they want to do is take a stand, as we don't have to be a part of what everybody else is doing, because we have a belief in that the family is what God created between a man and a woman, and not what society has made family to be. It's just a food for thought, because here's the thing. Maybe we won't ever take a stand on something in which it makes the national news. But it doesn't have to make the national news for it to get God's attention. God sees what we're doing, and he wants of us to take a stand for what is right, even if no one else is going to stand with us. It must have hurt Daniel that no one else was doing it, but it also made Daniel proud later to know that he did what was right in the eyes of God. Just a food for thought on this rainy Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. Hit like and share, and we will see you again next week on Plugged In.